So these are macadamia nut butter cups. Okay, let me show you the inside of my overhead. You can see that macadamia nut. And this is actually ginger chocolate on this one. Okay, and then we have these chocolate pops, which I'm going to show you how to make. Okay, are they fabulous? Wonderful. And you can put them in these plastic bags to wrap them up to do for Halloween. And we also have a goji chili chocolate. Is that fabulous? These are all so easy breezy and wonderful to make. We also have wild jungle peanut cups in here too, which is fantastic. All right, we're gonna show you guys how to make this super duper easy breezy. Okay, so it's so hot in California right now. We're having like an Indian summer that my coconut oil, my wonderful coconut oil from Essential Living Foods is already liquefied. When it's colder, I run it under hot water to liquefy it because it makes it a lot easier to make if it's liquefied already. So all we do is we put that coconut oil in the blender, and you want raw coconut oil. Then we're gonna add the sweet to it. A lot of times I use raw honey. I really love the flavor of raw honey. There's a lot of enzymes, numerous minerals and nutrients in enzymes. Numerous minerals and nutrients in all of these, by the way. But today I'm gonna use the Essential Living Foods Yacon syrup. Let's take a look at where the yacon, it comes from a root. Let's show that picture of the yacon, where it's coming from. It's not raw. They do pasteurize it a little bit. We use about 3/4 cup of that. They process it a little bit. They heat it to obviously turn it into a syrup, but it's done with incredible integrity and it's very low glycemic. It's a root. Isn't that amazing? Basically, this fudge recipe that you can either make in the butter cups or the pops or slabs is 3 ingredients. It's coconut oil, they're all in about 3/4 cups. A sweet like yacon syrup or coconut nectar or raw honey, and the raw cacao. That's it, you guys. That's the basis of the recipe. I'm going to put a little bit of raw honey in there because I like the texture that it provides. So the way that we spice this in a different way, like we use our Be Raw lavender fudge that you can find on our Blythe Raw website in the essential oils. Click on the big orange button. We have wonderful food grade organic lavender. If I was making this a lavender fudge, I'd put about 4 drops of that lavender oil in there. If I was making a ginger fudge, I'd cut off like 1 inch of this beautiful ginger root and put the ginger in there. But I'm making a chili fudge this time, so I'm using this little cayenne pepper, and I'm gonna put this little cayenne pepper in there, and that's gonna make it nice and spicy.
It is really good.
So easy breezy, put it in the blender. That's all we do. Do a little blender dance. That's like as easy as it gets. Macadamia butter. All you do literally is soak these beautiful macadamia nuts. You put it in the food processor with the chop tool. Let me show them what the chop tool is. Okay, with the chop tool. And you just blend it all together. Now to keep it a little bit so it doesn't really dry out, I use a little bit of the macadamia nut oil, and I like to use a little bit of coconut nectar to give it like a little bit of a sweet. These, by the way, we're getting into the holiday season, and it's really lovely to make things like macadamia nut butter as gifts. I've actually never seen macadamia nut butter in the store, particularly it's not going to be this fresh. You can get these glasses at Crate & Barrel. They're like $4, and it's nice. You know, you can make a macadamia nut butter and a pecan butter, and put a ribbon around it. And I think it makes really nice gifts for the holidays. People love this stuff. So what we do is we just, of course, easy. We just put a little of the nut butter into our cups here. That's all we do. That's how we do it. I might have put a little bit too much in there. We'll put more in the other one.
In our yards.
So, so what we do is it's very interesting when things blend differently than they usually blend. We just pour out the chocolate into the peanut butter cups, or the macadamia nut butter cups, as it were, and then we chill it, okay? Now, when we're making the popsicles, You can get little popsicle molds like this. These I got at Sur La Table. They're $3 each. We have hearts and stars and dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are a little hard because they have like long necks and sometimes they break. And you saw, I just showed what they look like afterwards, but really easy to just pour the popsicles into the mold and then using your sticks that you buy in these little packages like this, and you pour it in them and then freeze them. Chocolate hearts, chocolate dinosaurs, chocolate stars. And the reason these are a little lighter is because of the way that I blended the chocolate. In this recipe, I put cacao butter in there and coconut butter, which makes it more expensive and actually harder to manage. So just stick with my 3 ingredients: raw honey, raw cacao powder, and coconut oil. They make it much easier to manage, or do a different sweet. Enjoy those, love. Okay, excellent.